It's a Bubba. Hi, Bubba. Hi, Bubba.
Hey guys, welcome to
Hello, everyone.
to episode 22 of Spill the Beans Saturday. We figured we'd start with the Munchkins.
Start with the Munchkins.
Our first topic is going to be about these guys as usual. There's always something, guys. Always something with these two.
They're always up to no good.
They do like to come on camera once in a while. They're anxious to go play though.
They want to be outside. It's pouring out, but they want to be outside in the rain.
And they don't want to come in either. Like
he comes in. I mean, this is a normal everyday thing. They come in, they go out. I bring, especially when it's hot out. I bring them in. 5-10 minutes later, they want right back out again. Let them out. Wait 5-10 minutes. All right, Gracie's going.
See, they just want to play.
They're off.
Brother's gone. She wants to go too.
Yeah.
She'd go right over the top of me if you let her. But anyways.
So yes, every day it's a constant in out, in out, in out, in out, in out, in out. So it's crazy. But they were doing that today. I was off shopping. He got home early today, and it's raining out, and they still want in and out.
And even in the pouring rain, they don't seem to really care. So I parked my car in the driveway yesterday so that Spike couldn't see the goose. I think it helped a little bit.
I think it has.
So it is the goose, guys.
It's the goose.
It's the giant, freakish goose. I forget I have mentioned that to it's got a neck about this long. I'm not kidding. The thing is huge.
I'm gonna go grab a picture at some point and I'll put it on the community page.
I would say 4 times the size of a normal goose, and I know because I see geese at the golf course every single day. So
it's an odd lawn ornament.
So if you don't want to watch us, you can watch them in the background. I hope you can hear us. So anyways, the puppies. Okay.
All right, let me stop. So I go outside. Because once in a while I check on them constantly, just to keep them out of trouble.
Obsessively almost, but I don't blame her.
It might be obsessive, yes.
I'm obsessive too, but about twice as long as her. But
right.
Anyway.
So I went out to check for them, and I call them, and usually when you call them, they come, and So I look all around, I go to the whole corner, I do the whole perimeter of the yard. No puppies. I'm like, okay, they must have been inside and I must have missed them. So I came in, I looked at him, I went, are the puppies in here? He went, no. I'm like, they're gone. They're not here. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they're not in the yard. So we go outside when we're searching the yard and we're calling them.
I panicked at that point. I go running out. I'm like, and I went out and I'm looking.
And then he called them and he heard a noise.
So I'm like, I think I hear one of them breathing. And we're looking around, and
I thought it was in the shed.
And I'm thinking it's under the porch. Looking under the porch, because the shed's right there and the porch is right there. And I'm thinking that somehow they got under the porch by way of the fence.
But it's
or
all
something.
fenced off, so.
But I'm thinking they got in somehow, and I'm looking. All of a sudden, I see these paws. Gracie, she's trying to get out from underneath the shed. Honestly, guys, there's like this much space.
It's
I'm not
not
even,
much.
Seriously.
It's literally enough for what are those, like a half a cement block?
Yeah.
A cinder block?
No, it's one cement block high.
But it's on like half a cement.
And then it's not up. No, it's not a half a cement.
It's
a normal whole cement block, but it's laid down.
Oh, it's on the side. Okay.
And they're like that.
Yeah.
So, and Gracie's panicking because she can't get out, and I'm panicking at this point, thinking, oh my God.
Spike's head's coming out.
Back in our house, they got under our shed at the house, the other dogs that we had, and I had a long pry bar, and I'm thinking to myself, that I can lift it up and get them out, right? I don't have anything here. I don't have anything look. So I'm going to call the fire department, whatever. Finally, they found their way out of the back.
Spike managed to get out.
Spike,
scratched up. He had like road rash all over his belly.
He hurt his belly. He had a boo-boo, and he had a bunch of fur that wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't like
road rash.
It was a road rash, right? Because he couldn't get out. Really?
But, and they were like that.
I mean,
Gracie had a little bit, but not as bad because Gracie's smaller.
Oh my God!
So she could move around a little bit, but Spike was like belly to the ground and it was all disgusting dirt in there.
It was just gross. Who knows what's under the shed? Insects, snakes, mice. Who knows?
Well, we assume an animal
Skunks.
went under there.
Who knows? We're assuming
a bunny or
either
something.
A bunny or something ran
there.
under there, and of course these knuckleheads, they just chased it. And once they got under there, they stayed under there. But here's the thing: we think now that they were doing it the day before too.
Because they had the irritation. Because I check them, after I take them for a walk in the morning, I always check for ticks. So I always kind of roll them over my arm like a baby and, check all their inside, their belly and check their feet and stuff. And I was like, oh, you got a rash here. I got to keep an eye on this. And then the next day, whenever they did that, we're like, oh. So I was wondering then.
So the day
maybe
before,
they did
they were
before.
actually, they were
and we just
getting
never caught
under
'em.
there and out, but Gracie was panicking, trying to get out because
We were probably panicking.
I was
naturally.
I was
Right.
calling her in a panic, so she's in a
Right.
panic,
Right.
and that's why if they had taken the time, they probably could have gotten in and out.
Obviously, they probably
Nobody
have.
wants them under the shed. So, anyways, we used to we had this white picket, short white
Little-
picket
to go
fence
around the
that
garden.
Susie was using to go around her gardens. Had spikes in it that you can drive into the ground, but it was perfect. It was about the same size as the bottom of the shed, and so when they were puppies, they used to get in the gardens. Now they don't, so we don't use those fences anymore because it's kind of a pain in the neck to weed around it and mow around it. You don't need it. So I had them all stacked up against our furnace oil
Oil tank.
I had them all stacked up against there, and come to find out, I have to paint one that's not white, but or two, whatever, but they're white to match the trim, and they're perfect. So I put them around the bottom, and so that's our answer.
Keeping them out of there now.
They can't go in there. And
It's
so I'm going to
crazy.
paint those two, and then I'm just going to take a little tack and just put them up and just kind of nail them, so that way they can never, either they or an animal coming in and out can't knock them down, you know?
Oh my god.
Because we don't want them under there, guys. It's not a good thing.
It's crazy.
Not
You
a
never
good
know what
thing.
they're gonna get into. They're just nuts.
Not a good thing. So
But what a heart attack whenever I went out there and searched the yard and there's no puppies. I'm like,
Right.
well, maybe they're in the house and I just missed them. Just
So,
like panic. The puppies are
it's
gone.
panic time.
He's like, somebody stole them. I'm like,
I thought they
no.
were stolen. The fence didn't have a hole in it.
No.
Spike might maybe be able to jump over that fence, but I doubt it. But he might. He could jump over the older one that was a little shorter, but this one I don't think so. But I
Not a
know
foot.
Gracie can't, so I'm convinced that somebody stole them because there's no way in hell. There's not a breach in any of the fence that I could see, and Gracie ain't jumping over that fence. I don't care what happens. She's not going to be able to do it. So I'm convinced they're gone. But I can hear,
That's what, yeah.
and they're under the shed. I don't know where I'm hearing it from. Oh my God, yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, they're stuck in the shed. He goes, no, it's locked. How can they get in? I'm
Not
like,
good.
oh.
Not
Yeah, so freaking
not
out.
good.
Needless to say, we are freaking out.
So Friday was an adventure for me because Friday I went to the races with my son, and our friend, his friend mostly, but my friend too is Bruce. Bruce was a guy that kind of hung around our house for 2 years when he was a kid.
his
and
mom and dad
slept
got divorced, and
and
he
slept
stayed with us for the
and
last
ate
year.
and
Yeah.
pretty much at our house for the whole last year so he could
Yeah.
finish
Finish
out
his senior
high
year.
school year because
Yeah.
they moved to a city that was quite a ways
Right. He wanted
away.
to finish his school.
And he didn't want to go to the city. He wanted to finish in Westport, so
Right.
he did. But anyways, they're all grown up now. They're boys. They're not boys. They're
They're
men.
still our boys.
So
but-
they're driving me to the races, and let's just say that
If Ronnie's watching this, we love you,
that,
Ronnie.
that I was not all the time because he's a good driver, but there's a couple of
He's
knucklehead moves he
crazy.
made that I probably would have made too when
Back in the day.
I was younger. But
Right.
Ron's not smooth. He's, as a matter of fact, he just does it. I would be like,
He makes me car
Smooth.
sick.
Ron is just, like this. So anyway,
yeah, there's no.
so we went.
smoothness.
It was a fantastic night of racing, guys. It was fantastic, and the racing was just outstanding. Every single race was unbelievable. We were leaving there at 10:15, 5 divisions, 10:15. There was a bad wreck in the SK division. The guy almost went out of the stadium in turn 3. I swear to God, he launched. He went up. His left rear caught the wall. If it hadn't caught the wall, he was gone. Through the billboard, more than likely, but he caught it and then he danced. He unfortunately danced along the wall for another 100 yards, couple hundred yards, whatever. And by the
Crazy.
time he got done dancing along the wall, that car was junk. I just watched David Arut's, the owner of the track. He's also a competitor, but he said he don't think they're gonna make it back for a couple of weeks because that car's just destroyed.
That's the thing.
destroyed.
So much money
It
involved.
bounced off the wall like all. Now don't forget, these guys are doing 130 when they're going into the turn, so he probably had to be doing 100 when he hit this turn. And as it danced, it destroyed this corner, that corner, that corner, that corner, that corner, that corner, and it came down. It was just in shambles.
And everything is thousands. They're worth
Shambles.
what, over
I
100,000?
don't know. I would say one of them modifieds, full blown, brand new tires, motor, everything else that you need to get on the track is got to be somewhere between $80,000 to $110,000.
Yeah,
these
so that's
days.
got to put up all that money
You know,
again, and you don't have insurance
Well,
on
you won't
race
have to
cars.
put it all up again because it's fixable. But you
But
know,
it's still gonna cost a
not
lot
gonna
of
be,
money.
Not going to be cheap. So, on the way to the races, my chest felt a little weird. You know, I didn't think too much of it. I just, you know. So as the night went on, I'm like wicked tired for some reason, and my chest got worse, and my chest got worse, and by the time I got home, my chest was not feeling good. But I'm thinking it's something to do with allergies during the day, or something to do with all the race car fumes. I don't know, you know, I don't know what the hell's going on. But by the time I got up on Saturday morning, guys, I had a full-blown chest cold, bad, like chills, chest cold, super tired, exhausted. It lasted Saturday and Sunday. And
By Monday, you were
by
feeling
Monday,
better.
I was feeling pretty good. I went to work. I was feeling pretty good. I was feeling good enough to go to work. When I came home, I was completely wiped out. Tuesday, yesterday, I felt pretty good, but I'm still not feeling quite right. So, like you heard me coughing. It's like I'm not really sure.
But it's not a lot.
You know,
It's not
there's
coughing a lot.
I on the news I heard there's a ton of walking pneumonia going around, and so I'm wondering if I might have I'm not panicking or anything, but if
He's
this is
self-diagnosed.
let's just, and most of the time I'm right.
You are.
You got it. You got to admit
You
it.
are.
So you know, according to Google, I may have a check. I don't have a thermometer around here. If we can check, and if I have a low-grade fever, I'm leaning towards that. If it's not better by the weekend, I'm going to the doctors because I got to get antibiotics to get rid of that because it's a virus. It's kind of lingering, like, and that's not me. I heal. It's gone. It's done.
But you did heal pretty
it's-
much. So.
But it's still there. It's lingering.
Right.
I don't feel right.
But
I don't.
me,
I
I'd
don't.
be sick for 2 weeks.
I know, but I don't have my energy right now. But I'm.
No,
but I'm
you're
saying,
getting better.
if it's walking pneumonia though, it's still there. And
I
if
don't
it's-
think it would have gotten as good, better if that quick.
It would have, because that's the way I am.
But pneumonia, I
But
don't
it's
think
lingering.
would
They said it could linger. You could be perfectly healthy. You could go to work. You could do this. You could do that. But you've got a cough. You've got a persistent feeling in your chest. So that's why I'm leaning towards it. But if it's not good by the end of the weekend, I'm going to the doctors. And you know me. Anybody who knows me knows I don't go to the
like
doctors. But I will go to the doctors if there's a reason. Like when I had my ulcer, I went to the doctors and they got it straightened out. If it's not done by the end of the weekend, I'm just going to go check. Because if I have walking pneumonia, I need to nip it in the butt. It's a virus that I have to get rid of.
Fair warning, Melanie.
I have to take an antibiotic.
Fair warning, Melanie.
So I was nervous because on the way home from Stafford on that night, we were supposed to Eversource, our local electric company, sent us a letter saying that on the 24th, which that was last Friday, between 12:30 and 6:30, we're going to have no lights.
AM.
Right. We're going to have no lights. They're going to shut it off. They're going to do some improvements. They'll be on by 6:30 in the morning. Well, I'm getting home from the races like I think it was like 5 past 12, 10 past 12 when I walked in. And I want to get everything done around here before the lights go out. So I ran around like a knucklehead and got everything done and got myself in bed, and I got my headphones on. I turned on YouTube, and I had like 7 to 10 minutes left. And I said, well, I'll watch YouTube until the lights go out. And I watched YouTube, and next thing I know, it's like 20 of one, and then quarter of one, and the light didn't go out, guys. So I don't know what happened. I'm not complaining, but I can't sleep if my air conditioner is not going. Period. I don't care if it's December or July. And you can go,
I can roll my eyes all I
All
want.
you
I know.
you're hot-blooded. I'm hot-blooded.
He wants the blankets up to here.
I'm cold-blooded, but when I'm in bed, I want blankets. So what I do is I have my blankets up to here. I have my neck brace on, and all that's sticking out of the blankets is this. That's it. And I want that cold air. And without it, I can't sleep.
And it's cold.
If I'm in the rig, I can do it with a fan, and I could have done it with a fan at home without an air conditioner. But there's no electricity, so I was pretty.
But
much
thankfully,
screwed.
we.
So I was
we
worried.
lucked out.
So I actually, I had the air conditioner running, and I slept all night. And when I woke up, the air conditioner was still running. My light wasn't flashing. So yay, we.
It went out 2 hours the day
managed to,
before, and so I called that morning and said to asked the electric company, did they actually end up running earlier? So they did it today, and she's like, I don't have nothing about that. I said, so we're still scheduled for tonight? Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure. And so we don't know.
They're not going to just go, I think we'll do it now, because
Well,
there's people. There's people who have medical issues and they have to plan for it, Sue. There's no
I know,
way.
but I don't know what happened. They didn't do it.
I say
so.
a poll did it. You thought they did it, but I'm telling you,
No, I'm just saying,
they're,
I don't know.
they're going to shut it off at 12:30.
They never shut it off. It's the point.
Correct.
We
Because
don't know why.
because well, on Google it said almost certainly your particular street will be shut off, but there are times when you may be in a certain end of it where it won't be involved. So I believe that's what happened. And it is dark around here because when those lights went out, I had to get up in the middle of the night
On that Thursday. Oh, that's right. It was during the night that
to
week.
pee or whatever.
Because the electricity, the air conditioner went off. That's
Yeah,
what it
the
was.
air
It woke you
conditioner. So
up.
I woke up. It was so dark around because we have street
Too many
lights.
street
and
lights.
stuff. I couldn't see the hand in front of my face, man. It was.
You can get up here. You can get up during the
was-
night and walk around here.
But anyways,
and see
no
perfectly
lights.
Well, because there's so many outside lights.
Yeah. Anyways, no lights.
Street lights, and every house is completely lit up with like outside lights or twinkly
Yeah,
lights or some sort of
there's a bunch
something.
of old people live here. They all have.
Yeah, everybody's
they all
got
have
lights.
lights,
Yeah.
lights, yard lights.
It's like
porch
crazy.
lights, decoration lights.
Yeah.
You got decoration lights too, so you shouldn't talk.
Well, I just put up just those.
I can
things.
see the hallway by those lights, so if I can see the
Yeah,
hallway,
true.
then you're lighting the inside of their building next door too.
Well, I asked them.
You're
to
just
bother
like the
them.
rest of the old folks around here. Admit it. Just admit it.
Mine are trinkets. Mine are. I mean, I don't know.
So-
I'm cheap. Put it this way: mine are solar powered. I'm cheap. I will not put a light on all night long and pay electricity for it. Mine are solar powered. So if the sun takes care of them and they give them a little light,
I'm
that's
just
cool.
saying we were talking
Yeah.
about how.
Yeah, no,
but,
I'm just saying.
but I did have those lights.
But I am cheap.
My point is, I did have those lights. I could see going down up and down the
That's
hallway.
about all you had.
But I
though.
couldn't see when I came. Literally, if I
Normally
did this,
it's so
my hand doesn't
bright.
even exist. I'm pitch black. We have headbands, so I stumbled over to the headbands and put one of the. And now you can see
Headlamps,
fine.
yeah.
Headlamps or whatever. Yeah. So
Right. A headband would
Alright,
work
so-
too well for the light.
so Monday, right.
Holds your hair back pretty, but
So
maybe not. Maybe not do too much for the light situation.
so. All right, that's enough.
I'm not done yet.
So Monday at work, I'm happily I was in a bad mood the whole weekend. I felt like shit. What's the matter?
Having a hot flash. Whew. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
You better watch it when she's on. She'll go,
Oh, shut up.
so
I'm making funny noises now. that, so I had that
felt like shit
infection.
I felt like shit all weekend, and I had no energy. And when I'm sick, I'm in a miserable mood. I just can't stand it because I'm the kind of guy who likes to do things. And when I'm sick, I can't do anything. Right? So it drives me crazy mentally. I just drives me crazy. I can't get up and do this. I can't get up and that because I'm sick. So Monday morning I get up and I'm feeling good. So I'm in a good mood, right? I mean, I'm up at my job and I'm in a good mood. I'm driving my machine and I'm doing around the greens and I'm making all my pretty stripes. I did the first green. I did the second green. I'm at the third green and I'm mowing. I mow the third green and I'm going from the third green over to the sixth green, and you have to cross two fairways. So I did that. I crossed the two fairways. I got over to that green and the machine just stopped. Okay. Well, first I felt a little bit of this in the steering, and that's why I stopped. And I looked. I opened the hood and looked to see because there's a belt that runs the steering on those machines, and there's a spring-loaded idler pulley. Sometimes that spring breaks, and you won't have any steering. So I opened it and looked, and it wasn't that. I looked around for a leak. You heard that, right? I looked around for a leak. I didn't see a leak, but I opened up the hydraulic oil and I looked and it was empty. I'm like, that's weird. So I'm thinking over time it must have lost fluid or it's been running low. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see a leak. Okay. You heard that, right? I don't see a leak. So, okay. So I'm assuming that it's low on fluid. So I walk all the way back to the barn. I get a guy to bring me out with some fluid. I put fluid in it. As I'm putting fluid in it, I'm running it. I'm looking around. There's no leak. You heard that, guys, right? So I get on it. I take off. Now I'm happy because as a mechanic, I know that if you run a hydraulic system dry, you can wreck it. I don't want to wreck this machine. It's my favorite machine. I love it. I run it all week. It's what I do around the greens with. And I'm happy it's moving. So I'm happy. Right? You heard me that I looked for leaks, right? So I'm going, and I go all the way down maybe 50 feet. I do a donut. I come all the way back about 50 feet. I do a donut.
Tell them why you were doing donuts.
Because there's sometimes you have a little bit of air, not a fast donut or anything, but a circle, because you have to turn the steering wheel like this to get the air to go through everything. And sometimes there's air in the system, so if you do that, it purges the air. Let's put it that way, or helps purge the air.
Otherwise, people don't know why you're doing donuts on the golf course.
So I go about 50 feet down, I do a donut, I do 50 feet back, I do a donut, and I start to go back, and I look, and there's an oil leak. I immediately shut off the machine, and I look underneath, I can't see an oil leak. You heard that, right, guys? So I'm like, okay, so I start it up, I look underneath, not an oil leak. I touched the pedal that makes the machine go forward, and out comes fluid. That's why I didn't see a leak, because it wasn't leaking unless you were actually using the forward and the reverse, right? Which I wasn't when I was looking for a leak. And so I left this ignorant, friggin'
bone shape,
dog bone shaped mark on the left side of the 6th green that is about as rookie as you can possibly get. And I have 50 years in the business, guys, and I am so embarrassed. I swear to God. My boss is so understanding. He's got 40-something years in the business. So between the two of us, we have almost 96 years in the business. So we both get that it's part of the business. If you use hydraulic machines on turf, sooner or later you're going to have a blowout. That's the way it is.
And it just yellows the grass.
And normally I smell it, right? But the reason why I didn't smell it was because it wasn't hitting the machine. Normally it'll hit the machine. You're in the smell. It wasn't hitting the machine. Where it was leaking, it was going right into the ground, and I'm moving. So I couldn't smell it. On the way from when I left this green to the other green, though, I thought I smelled something, and I said to myself, wow, somebody's cooking breakfast. And off I go, rolling ahead. And, at that point, had I thought about it, that was the hot oil that I was smelling.
So you left a spot.
So I left. So on the right side of the first green that I was mowing, only on the right side of it, it left marks. But it's in a dead area anyway, so it's not too bad. But then I left a streak all the way from there, all the way across the 2nd fairway, all the way across the 7th fairway, and then on to the 6th fairway, and then did a freaking dog bone next to the 6th green. That's just as ignorant as it could possibly be, guys. So I didn't have a good day on Monday.
He was so upset when he got home.
I was so upset. I almost couldn't sleep. I swear to God, I was so.
So tell him about your dream because of your upsetness.
So I told my boss I'm probably not going to be able to sleep. He said, relax. Well, I didn't think I was going to sleep either because I was worried. So I go to bed and asleep I go. At 12:15, I'm having this dream that I had dropped bacon grease on, that Sue doesn't even have an Oriental rug, but that I had dropped the bacon grease on a Sue's Oriental rug, that there was a fence around so that the Boston Terriers couldn't go on it, and we weren't allowed to walk on it, but I dropped bacon grease on it, and I was in a panic. Where in the hell do you suppose that dream came from? So I was awake from 12:15 till I went to work in the morning at that point, because I never actually went back to the 3rd green because I was so sick I didn't even want to look. So at that point I started wondering, geez, I wonder how bad the 3rd green is. So I spent the rest of the morning worried, and it's not. It's in retrospect, the whole thing is not that bad. It's going to be okay. Yeah, I have a streak across the 2 fairways, but you can't really see it unless you're physically standing and looking down on it. So it's not like it stands out from the tee or anything like that. So
the only thing that stands out is the dog bone.
Right.
I told him make a nice design. That's all. Everybody needs a dog bone design occasionally.
one of these days, guys, bang, pow, to the moon. Do you remember that?
Alice.
And, but yeah, so it wasn't. It wasn't a good day. But at work, we had a guy last week, quick like, because we were running out of time. We had a guy last week that got hit at about, I would say 20 yards away, which is nothing for a golf ball. A line drive. It was coming at his head, and he turned, and it hit him right here in the head. Honestly.
Dangerous.
A direct shot.
Dangerous job.
He finished the fairway, drove home, and Ed didn't want to let him drive home. I'm going to make that clear. Nobody wanted him to drive home, but he insisted. So he drove home, and he says he doesn't remember driving home. Great. He was dizzy for, I don't know, a day and a half. He came to work. He took a day off. He came to work the next day and said, I'm going to go home. I'm a little bit dizzy. And he had this a little bit of a like this, just a little bit.
A little twitch.
But you could see
that's
it.
normal.
It's like, there's nothing wrong with you? Okay, go home. Rest. And so he went home and he came back to work the next day and he's been fine ever since. The other thing is yesterday, this 92-year-old
lady.
This is a bad story, so I'm not going to get into the graphics of it, okay, too much. But
there's a little humor there, but
there's
not
a little.
lot.
I'm going to give you the little humor part, but yeah, there's always a silver lining to every cloud. But anyways, there's this 92-year-old lady. She plays golf every single day and walks the place, okay? And she's a decent golfer. I mean, she can't hit it far. She can't hit it hard. She's always straight. She always gains yardage. And she doesn't do half bad for somebody that's 92. So anyways, she had hit her tee shot. Now she's on to her second shot. And I was mowing, so I stopped. And I'm letting her hit the shot. And we had talked for a second because we're friendly. By the way, I'm friendly with a lot of golfers there. And we're friendly, so we talked. And I didn't hear her say this, but I guess she had said to the birds, watch out, I don't know where my ball's going to go. She probably said it low to herself, right? Watch out, I don't know where my ball's going to go. And so she waxed the ball, and it just nailed a goose right in front of her. The goose instantly knocked clean out. The wings went up, and it just went down, and it just laid there. Well, she starts wailing, oh my God! Oh, I told the bird to move! Oh my God, I don't know what to do! I don't know what to do! So I'm trying to console her, and I'm trying to relax, and the man that she was playing with, the old man that she was playing with is like doesn't know what to do, and the bird all of a sudden stood up and shook and ran off. And so at that point, Ellie looks at me again and goes, I told the bird to move. That's you gotta admit that's funny. Like, she told the bird to move, But the bird took off, so Ellie continued on. She never looked back, thank God. And she finished her round of golf, but it's...
We'll skip that part.
Yeah,
But
it's still alive today.
It is?
Yep.
You saw
and
it? It's okay?
Its neck doesn't look broken.
Oh, good.
But I think it's got a broke leg.
Oh, broke wing, you mean, or a leg?
A broke leg.
Oh.
But, you see, they're an endangered species, so you can't really do anything to them. You can call the Humane Society and the cops will come and shoot it. But it's following with the pack right now. So
hopefully it'll
as
heal.
long as it can fly, I think it'll be fine. But I mean, it got knocked. I mean, you could hear the thud. I mean, I'm serious.
It's not good.
The wings went up and it just went down, and it laid there for 60 seconds. I thought it was just dead. And she was just the poor thing, and she's 92. I'm glad she didn't have a heart attack. That's all I got to say, because she was just almost couldn't speak. That's how upset she was. I don't blame her. I mean, it was disgusting for me. I'm not touchy-feely about things like that, but it's gross to watch. I don't want to see stuff like that. I just don't. I mean, yeah.
So my thought is, only one time, only once, we were invited when Melanie's first dog, they do Schitzen training, her husband does, and so, I gotta make it quick. So they do Schitzen training. So the first time their first dog,
which is
Kayla, the first dog was going for her first, whatever, training trial thing.
Which is German Shepherds. They come in, they attack your arm and stuff.
She wasn't doing that. She was just doing the obedience part of it.
If you don't know what Shih Tzu is.
Right, Schitzen. Right.
Schitzen.
But anyways, so, we go. We're invited to go, so we're all
Right.
excited.
And don't
So-
forget, her and the dog were never allowed to actually spend too much time together.
No, we
okay?
had with her,
But not much.
But we had.
He
with
was
her.
always on it. You couldn't. But anyway,
We always. But anyways, I really liked her. She liked me. But anyways, so we're sitting there, and I'm going, Kayla, just to myself, mind you, just in my own head. Kayla, do good now. Do good. Make sure you do good. Make sure you make Daddy proud. Do good, Kayla. Stay where you're supposed to stay, because they're supposed to go in a long. They go this far away, and they're supposed to sit, and the owner's way away from them. And I'm like, stay there now. Don't move. Stay. And I talked to her the whole darn thing, right? All of a sudden they're done. Here comes Kayla right up to me, and it was like, I don't think she got disqualified for that.
she did get disqualified.
She got disqualified.
She was in the middle of an exercise.
She wasn't supposed to
and
go off
she,
the field.
And she saw Sue.
She
and
came and saw
bolted right into the audience at her, right over people and everything, right.
So the
to
bottom line is, I was talking to her and not realizing. I thought I was helping her and just encouraging her. Instead, I was like,
encouraging her to come to her.
come to me, not that I was.
The other bottom line is we've never been invited to one of the Shih Tzu events ever again. So,
But anyways, my point is, I think the lady was talking to the goose, and I think the goose maybe came towards her, thinking she was talking to her instead of going the other direction when she was saying, "Go away, go away."
No, the goose wasn't even moving.
But anyways, I'm thinking
I know.
that's where I'm going with that. I'm thinking that's what happened. That she was talking to the goose, and the goose was like, "What? You talking to me?"
She said
That's what I
she
think.
said it.
Right.
But and she may have, because her back was to me,
Right.
and she probably said it out loud, but not enough.
Right.
So
But the goose heard her talking to her,
Yeah,
but the goose
so-
didn't know exactly
No, the
what she
goose-
said. Like Kayla. Kayla
Yeah.
knew I was talking to her, but she didn't know what I was saying. I was telling her to
Anyways-
do a good job.
Anyways, guys,
Whoopsies.
thank you so
That's
much.
our crazy stories for this week, guys. I hope
and
you all have
we
a great week.
appreciate it. And
Give us a thumbs up, and if you
I
haven't
haven't gotten
subscribed,
any of
please
the
do.
any of the zucchini recipes yet, but I'm
Oh,
still
shush.
hanging on. So
I was gonna do it
Let's
yesterday,
see.
but we had no water.
I
Our
know.
water
I'm
got shut
goofing
off.
on her. That's
I
all
went in
I'm
the kitchen
doing.
to go start. I went to wash my hands, and I'm like, "There's no water."
I'm just goofing on her.
He's gonna keep on goofing on me till I make
Until
it.
I get some bread, zucchini bread, which you want too. So
I do.
otherwise, you wouldn't have been making it yesterday. You wasn't making it for me. You were making it for us. Anyways, guys,
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
great week.
take it easy.
Thank you. God bless.